fear. If you don't do this, you're going to die. You're going to get sick. You're going to get cancer. Do you see?
Rabies.
You're going to get rabies. You're going to get COVID. Do you see what happened with COVID several years ago? A mask. Here in North Idaho, I must have been the same. We had people driving around in their car alone. The windows are up with a mask on, Gilbert, with a mask on in their car with the windows up. You're going to get sick. If you don't wear a mask, wash your hands, practice 6 feet. If you don't get the, at first it was 1 or 2 vaccines. Now it's up to 5 to 6 boosters. I treated a number of people during that time. I had contacts around the world with homeopaths. We were comparing notes about the COVID and the problems and the vaccines at this particular point. Hundreds of millions of people got sick and died from the vaccines, not from the virus. You give them ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine, those 2 drugs. Ivermectin is an animal wormer. I had men in the hospital on respirators dying, and their wives gave them on the sly, didn't tell anything about the nurses and doctors, and their husbands recovered because they were given ivermectin and some of these other animal wormers. But no, you can't do that with conventional medicine. Oh no, we don't have any scientific evidence of that.
Can you explain the difference? There's a big, I guess, split in the path of medicine. I guess there's conventional, and then there's, I don't know, a holistic or a homeopathic type stuff. Where the other one, the conventional one, I guess people say that it's controlled and, I don't know, it's very invasive and just for profit in some type of way. And the other one is more focused on like finding a cause and treating it type stuff.
All right. Conventional medicine for people or animals is based on surgery, drugs, and radiation. X-ray, okay? I was a vet for 25 years, so I know what I'm talking about, okay? And I've done enough people to know what MDs do to them at this point. Conventional medicine is based on symptoms. You put a name on the symptom. You have diabetes. Here's the insulin for the rest of your life. Now I have control over you. I've given you a name. That makes me feel better. I know I have diabetes. Okay, now I know I need insulin for the rest of my life. I'm going to have to pay a small fortune until I die to get the needles and the syringe and the insulin. But now we have control over you because we have the insulin and the needles, and you need a prescription. So conventional medicine is based on symptoms. Symptoms is not the disease, and it's not based on a patient. We don't look at a patient, we look at test results. We look at a symptom, an itch. We look at diarrhea. We look at a boil. We look at a growth. Holistic medicine says, I'm making it very simple. We're a spiritual being in a physical body, but we have what is called a vital force. It's an energy that controls the body, keeps it functionally proper. We're based on patience, on life, not symptoms. When a person holistically has a symptom, this is my job, I do this over 40 years as a homeopath. When a person presents themselves, their child, or their animal to me with different symptoms, what I know is that vital force has been damaged some way, somehow. When you damage the vital force, that damage causes the vital force to produce a symptom to try to heal the body of that damage and get rid of it. The body is a car. That car will sit for eternity and do nothing but rot unless what happens? A driver gets into that car. When you see a body in a morgue, in a casket, in the ground, on a slab, in the morgue, what's missing from it? Life is missing from it. Us as a spiritual being and the vital force. If your car is bald tires, broken down fan belt, no batteries, glass is broken, it's dirty, the upholstery is written, do you swear at the car and kick it because it's looking that particular way? The car is not alive. It's the driver of the car, the owner of the car, that's responsible for the car. You with me so far?
Yes.
So if anything goes wrong holistically, even conventionally, it's the vital force that's the problem, because it's been damaged and it's responding to damage in the body to try to get rid of it. The vaccines, the drugs, the lousy food, the poisons, the chemicals, whatever it happens to be. That damages the body. It's called chronic degenerative disease. In homeopathy, that's the only disease you have, that I have. Anybody going to listen to this podcast, you have chronic degenerative disease. All life has it. It's how we lived our life from a very detrimental point of view. We don't get sick from love, hugs, and kisses. We get sick from the negativity of life. That causes the damage to the body and the vital force. And then the natural response is produce a symptom. The symptom only leads a homeopath or a holistic practitioner to try to understand what that damage is, where it is, and what the vital force needs to repair the damage, which is homeopathy, the energy of homeopathy. You have a cause and effect. Conventional medicine depends and looks at only the cause because that's where they make their money on. If my thumb is swollen, broken, bleeding, painful, what's the problem? If I try to bandage and put foam rubber and everything on this thumb, it's not going to work if I'm still whacking it with a hammer. The cause of my thumb's problem is hitting it with a hammer. If I stop hitting it with the hammer, then I can heal the thumb. So that's what homeopathy does, a holistic approach. Stay away from the vaccines, better diet, get out of a lousy relationship, quit your job if you're unhappy, go on the internet, take courses, take training. Here's homeopathic remedy. Here's some herbs. Here's some glandulas. We're working towards the cause, which is the vital force being damaged and the body being damaged, and now we have to repair that damage. We don't care about names on symptoms under the circumstances. You could have 10 people, 10 animals with a sore throat. Each one of them will get a completely different remedy because you're dealing with 10 different life forms. Even though they have a sore throat, the throat will be different among the 10 of them. And a homeopathic remedy is based on the patient, what they're showing you with symptoms, which tells the homeopath what remedy needs to be given, the energy that's in a remedy.
That like homeopathy is being open to other medicines that maybe conventional medicine, it's not in the book somehow, kind of like you mentioned the horse tranquilizer for COVID. Joe Rogan took it and he promoted it and people made fun of him, but kind of going outside of the accepted norm of looking to like plant-based stuff, nature type things.
To me, and I've lectured on this also, to me, health is like a mountain. It's like a mountain, okay? Health, a mountain, big mountain. At the very base of the mountain, before you even start climbing the mountain, there's nutrition. That's the basis of health. Eating well, balanced meals under the sun, whether it's a dog, cat, a horse, a cow, or a human being or a child. The diet is the basis. Now, when you start to climb the mountain, that's when the other energetic forms of holistic therapy come into play.